What's shaking, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more solo Curt Smith and his 2013 album Deceptively Heavy. Thank you as always to Kim, and again, I sort of jumped into the middle, but we will go through other Curt Smith albums, including those before this. But the next track is perhaps, awkwardly, Porn Star. And yes, a porn star, a star of pornography, that could be in print, meaning, magazines, photo books. It doesn't necessarily mean video, though I guess the more common usage would be video. I do wonder, though, if this is a figurative meaning or an articulation where it's like someone who sells themselves, whether it's, on camera in a literal sense, but basically someone who prostitutes their body, even if that's not actually their body. Now, to be clear, as I say these things, there is no judgment. I simply mean to ponder and analyze the title, but of course it is a compound single phrase title. It's not a single word title, but it's close, and there's no indication of the context. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's more to it than the literal meaning of the phrase on the page, though it could very well feature in a narrative or scene painting someone who is a star of pornography. So, in any case, let's give it a listen and see what I can catch. This is Curt Smith. The song is Porn Star, and it's from his 2013 album Deceptively Heavy.
Tattooed slot machine, climbing the pole and punching the hole. Come to our senses and hold it against us in this greedy, needy, seedy kind of love. Seedy kind of love. Seedy kind of love. Seedy kind of love.
Greedy, needy, seedy. Like, that phrase is interesting because all three of those terms, when applied to love, like greedy love, you want a lot, and you know, almost like to the point of indulgence. The needy love, there's a desperation, a need for the other person to satisfy your worries, your insecurities, you know, to have a lot of their time and attention. And then a seedy type of love, certainly more in line with what you might associate with porn star, where it's like there's a bit of a crass or like dirty or naughty aspect to it, and it's, you know, a bit, what's the right word, like not storybook and romantic. It's more about the visceral, the lust, and so on. So all three of those terms applied to the same love is intriguing. But okay, so like as the female vocal comes in, she's like, I'm in love, I'm in love. It's like, oh, it's going to be with a porn star, right? With a porn star. And boom, sure enough, there it is. Which, like, maybe I'm more inclined to take that literally. And in that regard, it's complicated, right? Like, if someone does a job, especially if it's, you know, video, then they're engaging in sexual acts, presumably with other porn stars. And then to be in love with that person is perhaps to enter a situation where jealousy and, you know, resentment, frustration, it's probably more likely to be a factor, or they are more likely to be factors, than in a, say, garden variety, boy meets girl, and neither of them are in the sex industry and whatever type of story. So, to be in love with a porn star, if the meaning here is literal, maybe relates to the, like, needy and seedy type of love, because again, that person could very well have sincere, genuine love for the other person. You know, the person saying, I'm in love with the porn star might be in love with them, but certain aspects of their intimacy, which are normally restricted in a, you know, monogamous, which of course, you know, there's all sorts of examples in the real world in art and literature and so on, where what is supposed to be a perfect, loving, romantic union is revealed as being, you know, sort of rife with deception and, you know, affairs and so on. But yeah, like, I wonder the meaning of that triple adjective phrase as it relates to the female character saying she's in love with a porn star. So yeah, one I have to re-listen to and get a sense of. I enjoyed the blues rock type of sonics. You know, the guitar had some edge to it, and then there's like organ, but also that sort of dancing piano line, kind of giving not only melody but like tempo and rhythm. And the song would like break down a couple times and then flourish back up again, and, you know, really hit in one or two moments where, you know, had a lot of force and verve to it. So yeah, I enjoyed the sonics. I was thinking near the end of the track, it's like, man, you know, you could put Roland's voice in here, and I would totally believe, you know, this is like a solo Roland track. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just inclined to make those comparisons because inevitably you think of Tears for Fears, you think of both Roland and Curt, and so then listening to either one of their material outside of that, inevitably the comparisons, or at least the possibility of similarity, is raised. It's the same thing when I'm going through solo Morrissey material, where it's like, like this could work as a Smiths track, which someone pointed out to me recently. It was a comment on an older video, and they're like, oh, well, actually, the same producer who worked with the Smiths worked on a lot of Morrissey solo stuff, and so maybe that's why, not so much that Morrissey, like, melodically wrote similar. And in fact, this person I think was saying that he didn't do a lot of composition or melodic writing, just, it was the songwriting and the lyrics. In any case, I guess, as I said, it's a bit inevitable that I might compare solo Curt to Tears for Fears and or to solo Roland. In any case, let me know what you think. Big thank you again to Kim, and I will see you next time. Peace.